Estou. Começando a parte 8. É que você vai morrer. Vai pra lá. Enquanto tá tudo morto. Sete segundos aí.
Come on! Come on!
See! Swarms devour!
Do jeito que não tem nada.
Listen, I don't know what happened. Seems like something we might want to stop.
Left! Left!
Cadê? Peraí, tá bugado? Tô espalhado. Privado logo uma vez. Conseguiu matar esse cara aí.
Another soul revealed. I was worried for a second.
Dá a volta.
Fire in the eye!
Watch your
Form! Devour! Couldn't have done it better.
Tem que sair daqui, senão não consegue fazer viagem rápida. Aqui tem uma porta, mas não abre. Achou saída dessa vez?
Who disturbs us? Worrying the brush.
Let's finish this.
Everybody all right? Come and get me.
Look alive.
Eles vão invadir a cidade dos anões. Tem alguém aqui ainda?
This was animality equipment. Someone was experimenting with forces they didn't understand.
Não vai ter nada aqui não.
That Nimdu Petru definitely got himself locked up in the ash forest. He'll still be there. The Zarabs didn't get to him first.
Continua sem a chave do baú, não adianta. Qualidade 4? Será que tá lotado o baú? E aí, Bruno, beleza? E aí, Bruno, beleza? Ele não é mundo aberto. Vocês vão ver. Vem aqui. Tá quase.
Oh, good.
We
Everyone's
need to leave before all of the tusks is flooded with lava.
Os reis já tá dando merda aqui.
Start
nothing, we'd be beggars in the streets.
I don't like the way that lava is rising.
That's why none could build this
He's not the one
Watch
I'm
yourself,
worried about.
Outlander.
Someone's
Sure,
going
to
to
keep us
break
going.
the outpost.
I knew it. The moment I saw that the deer was a bad sign.
Esse jogo é até que ele é legal, mas a turma não tem muito interesse nesse jogo não. Nossa.
Everyone, please, do not panic. Simply
Oh, Marius, praise Abaddon, you are alive.
What's happening? Why's everyone running around like blessed fools?
The volcano erupted. Any minute now, we're going to be flooded. We're evacuating. Kostya's gone to open the lava sluice gates, but they've been disused for so long. When Forja erupted, I thought... Oh, my boy. I'm so glad you're alive. Unless you have come back to help us, Envoy, I don't have time for you. We're minutes away from being overrun by lava flows. I have to get my people out.
Deve ter a ver com o golpe que o Couto deu.
I told you everything I know. The only way to the garden fell centuries ago.
Then find someone
O
who
golpe
can
que o Couto
help
deu
us.
e eu
We know the
ajudei.
path is beneath the keep, and so do the steel garrote. They would have stormed the walls by now. But the Dream Scourge got them first.
They're all dead, by the way. You're welcome.
The steel garrote were marching on the keep? How? Why would they think the garden was beneath Solace?
Pelo que foi mostrado, esse jogo melhorou muito, porque os primeiros vídeos que os caras mostrou tava bem ruim a qualidade.
How could they when we didn't even know they were here? Kostya's scouts would have seen them and they didn't report.
Quando ele foi divulgado na época.
You weren't lying then. He was.
E tá melhor do que esperado.
Could Kostya have told the steel garrote about another entrance to the garden?
No. If such a thing existed, I can't believe it. He wouldn't. We took an oath.
Próxima vez que eu jogar esse jogo, eu vou jogar ele
The
do
garden
modo
was our
certo.
sacred
Vou
duty.
estrear tudo.
And he betrayed us. I can't believe I didn't see this coming. I was a fool. I have failed my duties. Kostya.
Porque pelo que eu ouvi falar, ele é a mesma pegada do Dragon Age, o último que saiu, o tempo de duração dele. 40 horas pra cima.
I knew he was making overtures, but I didn't think he'd go that far. The ambassador has not responded to Kostya's overtures, has he? I made sure of that when I threw the ambassador's replies in the forge fire. I understand how Kostya could be tempted
Os
with
caras
false
colocar umas
notions of
mecânicas de
freedom
leve
and
nos
prosperity,
personagens,
but
fazer umas pequenas correções, esse jogo fica redondo.
But an oath cannot change. A duty should not change.
I can't believe Kostya handed the steel garrote a secret we protected for hundreds of years. With Mayu, who knows what he'll do with the
O
sluice
Sky
gates?
mesmo, tuas escolhas não
He
tem
cares so little
consequência
for the
nenhuma.
keep that I worry he's going to have us drowning in lava.
Isso daí já tem consequência, não são nem parecidos.
I will. Abaddon stay my tongue if I betray him, but I will. I will show you where Kostya has gone.
O próximo The Elder
If you
Scrolls,
find that he's
o
doing
6, quando
anything
sair, se
other
os
than
caras não
opening the
mudar o motor
gates
gráfico,
that
se o
would
mesmo
protect
do
our home from the
Starfield, que é o mesmo motor gráfico do
I will
Unbelievable, não
ask
deve
that you
evoluir muita
stop
coisa
him.
não.
Mihala.
I do not wish to see him dead, but if he would risk the keep, then he risks our lives. We cannot suffer those who would harm us to live. Now I must return to the evacuation, and you must go on your way.
O motor gráfico da Bethesda no The Elder Scrolls é o mesmo do Oblivion ainda. O Oblivion é de 2006.
If your arrival is indeed a message from Nandru, I hope he remembers his people well. I hope he is proud of us. And Marius, make it back to us in one piece.
I assume that's an order, Commandant?
Head through the door in the smithy. You'll find Kostya in the lava tubes beneath the keep. Go now, and go with the gods.
They went through... through this door.
Ecosystem. Under different circumstances, I would love to spend some quality time here. Much as I want to study the life forms around us, we shouldn't tarry.
Os inimigos 5 aqui?
That was a close one.
Deixa eu dar uma olhada. Tá certo.
We need to keep moving if we're gonna catch Kostya. Kostya left them behind to die. Blessed Korba.
Mandar pro acampamento. Vai ter que passar do outro lado mesmo. Errou.
Burning!
Ah, tinha uma passagem. Pronto.
Glad that's over.
Voices, silence.
Kostya isn't going to wait around for us. Keep moving.
We've got company! Nicely done! I'll fix this.
They wound us, and we wound in return.
Let's finish this.
Isso.
Watch your right!
Calma aí. tava meio num baú.
Come on! Come on!
Quando trabalho pra esse negócio, não é nada que prestar. Tá morrendo e não para de morrer. Tá marcando o que tem aqui.
I'll fix this.
Let's go.
They're coming.
Já tá aqui, né?
Gather round.
Kostya doesn't care who dies. That Korba must be stopped.
Here we go.
Oh my.
Not bad for a scholar.
Kostya knew about this, he'd be selling tickets.
Salva. Um pouco ia despencar.
Fui too.
The spark. Daylight.
É aqui.
My sister, soul of my soul, how did you find me here? A god beyond the grasp of gods. What is the will to a man subject to one like them? I told Sabadal not to look for me. I did not wish to be found. I have been here for so long. No one came looking. Andrew, you are blessed, my fellow Barclumans.
Então tem mais de uma divindade presa.
But I did not come here to meet Sabadal. I am hiding from them. I remember it all. I feel Sabadal's mind beneath yours, swimming in the deep. You should run. That was the name my mother gave me. But that was never what they called me. To them, I was beloved. An endearment my God wielded against me like a cudgel. I would have killed them with it if I could. But they were beloved of me, too. Nor will they here, where we are blessedly invisible to them. I pray my soul disintegrates to dust, to tatters. I pray my soul is lost and never found again. True death will be a relief, if it at last allows me to know silence. A child keeps a beetle in a jar. He does not know the beetle requires air, sustenance, freedom. He does not understand that if it shakes the jar, pulls off a wing, the beetle will be hurt. The child only wants to keep the beetle. It feels good to have control. We are both souls in a jar. Yours is just bigger than mine, for now. That was the name they gave themselves, stolen from the ancient souls whose deaths gave rise to them, to us. We were little more than appendages to them. That is why I must ask you to destroy them. from the truth of what they are. The dream scourge has existed as long as they have. Don't you see? It is their infection. You, my sister, who are more brave than I, go now to the garden and hang the gardener from their tree. You need only walk a little more. You are nearly at the end. You know,
Pelo que eu tô vendo, essa divindade é a irmã daquela que eu tô ajudando e também tá todo mundo aprisionado.
siphon my soul to a lonely pillar, disconnected from the stone that makes our world. Disconnected from them. I only hope that Sabadal releases you to the same long peace. Do not thank me. Only do as I asked. Destroy them, sister. And when you see Wodeka, tell her I said hello.
Strange.
Pronto.
Phantasmal focus picked up something, but it's gone now.
Envoy, you alright? We lost you, but not like before.
Kostya's already proven himself an enemy of Solomon.
Aqui deve ser a reta final do
Choose to
jogo.
do with him after we stop this fine.
It's rising. We have to stop this now.
Good, you're here.
Salva.
Help me destroy this winch. We can't risk someone turning it and opening the gates. If the keep falls so that we might live, so be it. Envoy, I'm astonished. I didn't think you'd see things my way.
Vai.
How can I agree and disagree with you at the same time?
I don't know what to say. Of course, I wondered if I'd see you again, but I thought it might be at the tip of your blade.
This crisis isn't over yet.
Are you certain this is what you want? Think about what you're doing.
Destroy the winch, and the sluice gates will remain closed. The keep will be destroyed, and my people will be free of this tomb.
Burn, then grow anew. A flow to purge the weight. We twine.
Safe travels to the garden. You'll find your entrance just past this door. I suspect you're the only one aside from Nandru who can open it.
After what happened to Fior? I can't believe you want another settlement to burn.
Absomalu Vowintu, Envoy. You are lucky I don't feel like fighting another Adiran right now.
Ainda estão comigo ainda? Conquista.
No! That was my best chance!
Traiu o cara.
Add on, boy.
It's done. Solace is safe. Thank the gods.
Bravo.
É o B.
Never thought I'd be so glad to see those blessed walls.
Vamos fazer o A logo
Rosa,
mais.
we have waited so long.
Caminho sem volta.
I feel crazy saying this, but Kostya was right. We should have let Solace Keep fall.
Crazy is one word for it. You really think you can just burn down someone's ancestral home?
Dearie, the keep isn't a home. It's a prison. And now the Pargrunen will never escape.
Solace is my home. I still don't get why any of you
Eu
feel
deixei
like you have a
save
say
pra
in
trás,
this.
conforme for eu volto pra fazer alguma
But
coisa.
you left. Because I chose to. Kostya doesn't get to make that decision for everybody.
Se eu resolver.
If Kostya doesn't, Mihala will.
Porque parece que New Game mais não tem esse jogo.
Exactly.
The Pargrunen have always had the choice to leave, and we've seen very few take it, dear.
If anything, I imagine Mihala and her traditionalists will only make it harder to leave now. You're right. There's no use in second-guessing it.
True. And you've a date with the gods soon. We can only hope that you'll make better decisions.
And that's not all. Not to spoil the moment with good news, but I doubt the rest of the island has been quiet while we've been looking for the garden. Things have only gotten more tense since Fjord, and the Steel Garrote probably hasn't been doing us any favors on that front.
Especially when they're led by a woman who doesn't seem interested in staying dead. Not to mention, after we take
Mulher
care of
ainda
the
tá
Envoy's
viva
little
ainda?
god problem, we'll still have an empire bearing down on us.
Mulher não, esqueleto.
We should be so lucky.
Can't say I'm too excited about just walking into the garden. I grew up learning I needed to protect that place, but it never felt like more than a children's tale to me.
I hear you. This island is weird enough when all we have to worry about are vengeful plans and soul-altering corruption.
Am I the only one who's looking forward to the garden? We're pioneers, stepping into the great unknown, a land of mystery.
We have to remember to love them in spite
Esse
of
jogo
their
teve
lack of
pouco
proper
combate, hein?
enthusiasm, dearie.
Quer dizer, pouco combatente não. Porco parceiro, quer dizer.
Can you imagine? An untouched spiritual wilderness just waiting for us. I have a theory about the garden, or a warning, depending on how you want to look at it. Sapadal has been imprisoned a long time. The garden will be a reflection of their dreams, their nightmares, their madness.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw visions or hallucinations, and not even the fun kind. Anytime, darling.
Before we go any further, I have to ask you something. You told the Inquisitor that you intend to free Sapadal, set them loose upon the world. Is that still the plan? You're as unpredictable as ever. Not that I disapprove. Sapadal is responsible for the spiritual health of
Eu
the
acho que o
living
mais
lands,
certo
and the
é
island
destruir a
has suffered for
divindade.
it. No matter what the Inquisitor said, I don't believe there's a right or wrong choice to make here. Just the one you believe in.
Ela é responsável e é instável.
Good. Who said it has to be? Remember, we're stepping into a realm that is both physical and spiritual in nature. If you can call it nature. There's no telling how long we'll be gone. For all we know, time could run backwards in the garden.
Not a chance. We're a crew now, so you're stuck with me until the end. Marius?
I told you I'd be with you till the end. I don't go back on my promises. What about you, Giada?
You're not going into the garden without me. I have to see this with my own eyes. Yatsley, if you feel like running back to Quilici, now would be the time. No one would think less of you.
And tell Quilici that I missed out on the most exciting part.
Oh, you're gonna get me going too. We're with you. All the way.
I plan on wandering the garden whether I'm traveling with you or not. I have to find out what the big deal is.
Agreed. I'm not waiting in camp while the rest of you have all the fun. Hope to see you out there, Marius.
Well, let's go then. We can't keep your god waiting.
Thank you for telling us about Tama. For what it's worth, I don't think less of
Vamos
you.
ver, cadê o...
Dealing with
onde
grief.
conserta não. Melhor as armas.
I've lost people before. You're right. The grief is never easy. What I...
Faltou material ainda.
I didn't know how to deal with was the shame.
No imóvel, acho que não peguei nenhum vermelho. E nem roxo.
Knowing I'd failed them.
We never fail those who love us. But our conscience tells us otherwise.
Dela.
So, this is it. The spiritual epicenter of the living lands. Where it all began, and where it all ends. For so long, I have looked out on a horizon full of possibilities. Now that it's here, I'm too scared to breathe. Oh, why am I so anxious? That's certainly true. No Animancer has ever set foot in the garden before. Do you remember when Manto Pastor sent you after the heart of an Adragan? If only it were that easy. We are standing in the beating heart of the living lands. Just imagine what we can do with it. I almost turned my back on animancy. And if I'm being honest, it was a relief. But now that we're here, who am I to reject my upbringing, my potential? My parents were going to build a better world for animancers. That dream was their legacy to me. You and I have come farther than they did, to an impossible place where anything can happen. Anything. When you say it, I can almost believe it. I don't know what's going to happen, but you've had my back since the beginning. I won't forget it. You have an inquisitive mind. I respect that. If you ever feel your education is missing something, I'd be happy to teach you what I know. All you have to do is ask. Excellent. The Imperial Court taught you well, but I suspect there were gaps in what they call an education. If there's anything you've been dying to learn from an Animancer, now's the time. Very well. Hold your questions to the end if you don't mind. Otherwise, I'll lose my train of thought.
Apesar do que os caras falam de jogo woke, sei lá o quê, esse jogo não tem relacionamento.
You drifted off for a moment. Were
O
you paying
personagem
attention?
não fica com ninguém nesse jogo.
Really? What's the last thing I said? Oh, I stand corrected. Even if you had dozed off, no harm done. Besides, a little nap is good for the soul. I slept through my share of lectures, and look how I turned out. That's all I have to teach you for now. I'll chime in if anything else comes to mind.
Tá bom.
Until next time.
Ainda quer falar mais aí?
That meeting of the Solace Council did not go as planned.
It was a whole lot of exactly what I expected, honestly. It's all processes and tradition.
I must admit, I had my doubts about Solace. It was like a dungeon, except the wardens were the prisoners. You could have helped Kostya destroy the keep, but you left it standing. Why? I agree. A decision like this belongs to the community, not the ambitions of one man. Even if Solace isn't going anywhere, I think your arrival was a sign of changes to come. Wherever you go, you break people out of their habits. You banish the old ways. Or perhaps you don't give yourself enough. Wherever that power comes from, whether it's your heritage or political status, it's a terrible burden. I don't envy you, but at least you keep things interesting. Until next time.
Chega de conversa. Vamos para a reta final. Eu vou levar o Cai no lugar do mais.
Wonder if Yahtzee brought her ladder.
Olha, foi pra volta.
That's gonna be
Cara, tinha que colocar um New Game mais nesse jogo. Qualidade 4? Cadê? Menos 7 de redução. Perde vida também. Eu já perdi vida quando coloquei, eu acho que isso. Vai do jeito que tá.
Is he really? I can feel him.
Deixa eu usar aqui.
Nicely done. Who's next? Anyone?
This one's mine.
Protect the envoy.
Pega os itens. Pode ir pra lá.
Next one's mine.
Vai.
Don't see a better way down. You first. I'll be right behind you.
Don't look down.
Outra divindade? Não.
I see the disciple has found her way into the cell.
No. We know this voice, this presence, sneering at us through our prison bars.
I culled your rot from this land before. I will do it again.
Ela tá falando que ela é responsável pelo podridão?
And is. You carve lands into petty fiefdoms, but we are the gods of all Aora. The usurper has confused you. Allow me to make things clear.
Out! Her voice pierces our skin.
Look at this place. A quagmire of your parasite's worst instincts. Can you even begin to grasp the forces that you tamper with? I call it for what it is. Do you think you're special with your god's thorn in your side? Do you believe you can hold dominion over chaos itself? When even the collective fury of the real gods could only confine the sniveling creature to this wasteland. You suspected. Then you must have understood why.
It is true. She twists the knife. The seas run red with memory.
In time, the gods felt the wretched powers seeping through this land. Its madness would consume us all if it was not contained. Work that sullies one hand meets out justice with the next. A pity that its followers could not be reasoned with. Of course I do. The poor goddess, worshipping the very thing that subsumed them. We could not excise the rot and spare the roots that nourished it. A regrettable consequence of a necessary war. History followed the course of law because I ensured it.
Why does our prison not protect us? Help us! Silence her!
Listen to its tantrum. It knows neither order nor sense. Adir is the only thing holding back the tide of entropy. Then they will keep applying the rod until it understands. But there is still time. You can succeed where Ludwig failed. Face your false god and end its reign of terror permanently. Your soul, it is tethered to you. Only you can siphon its essence into yourself. The path of justice is fraught. Only the strong may follow it. I leave you with a warning. The false god's essence is strong here. It tames all it touches. My magfolk may be hostile to you. Stay vigilant and remember your oath.
Never understood Wodika's appeal. Still don't.
That's it. From now on, I pray to no god.
That armor's no good! Enemy to the right!
We make a good squad.
Volta pra cima. Cadê? Esse é forte, pelo jeito.
Good shooting, Kai.
Daqui de uma mão. É lutador mesmo. Mais uma conquista.
What is that? I know that place, right?
Tá todo mundo aqui? Ou então vou dar uma pausada. Voltando.
No. Why is this? Gods. I can't. What's happening here?
This is the moment I found you, bundled and crying, while our parents died.
Viate. You're not here. You can't be here.
I am dead, Viate, from the Dream Scourge. We are in the garden. As strange as this seems, it is normal here. I can't be certain of that. I know that I am here, and for a purpose.
Ianku. Viate. I left you behind when I left Solace.
And I've found you once again, old friend.
You? No. What kind of blessed ape brain scramble is this?
Please, Viate. This is where you need to be right now.
I remember this. Dukte Dragu, if you think... No, I don't want this. Right. Okay, I can do this. Let's get into it.
You know where we are. This is my memory. When everyone died, and I found you back in your tent. How much of this do you remember? I can't tell from your eyes.
Oh, not much. I only remember fear, and sadness, and you as a kid picking me up and taking me to Solace.
You stand at the feet of a god, Marius. You must go to them, as complete as possible. Sapadal wants to understand. They know your envoy very well, but not the people next to them.
I can't do this, Iancu. I forgot this for a reason.
And that's why you're here, Nimdut. You can't face a god with piles of Saka in your soul. Even when we were children, you kept me alive, first by needing my protection, and then by being who you turned out to be. When you left Solace, it was like I lost more than my best friend. I lost my need to live.
You kept everything a secret from me. All that time. A best friend doesn't do that.
I thought I was protecting you. We all were. Why expose a child to such a traumatic event?
You handled it just fine.
Did I? Look at me. Name a single day when those memories didn't hold me back. I was afraid every day. I needed you to ground me.
I never realized what you were dealing with. Gods, I'm sorry, Viate. So, what do we do now?
I feel strongly that there's nothing left to forgive.
Easier said than accepted, Viate. Forgiving myself is the hardest part. I don't know. I can't. It's too much. Not this and everything else, too. It's too blessed much.
I understand that, Viate. I really do. I'm glad to hear it. Marius is worth the effort, I promise you.
Don't listen to him, Envoy. If he knew anything at all, he wouldn't be dead.
Get out of here. Hike up your waistline and go talk to a god. They'll be waiting.
Oh, it was... good to see you, Viate. Even with all this.
Take care. Care of my little friend, Envoy. He needs you more than he'll say.
tá me arrebentando aqui?
Come on! Come on! God's sake!
Stay on your toes.
Quick as a fox!
Mine now!
Enemy to the right!
You take lead.
Vai do que? Magic, né? Ah, gente, me matou.
You've got better aim than a sharpshooter, Giada.
Direita. Esquerda. Agora que eu reparei que dá para colocar os outros itens.
They won't get past me!
Pô, achei uma outra passagem, mas... não serviu pra nada. Tem alguma coisa do outro lado.
I recognize this. It belongs to Tom.
Are you seeing this too? No. This can't be. This room. It's just like Thomas. Tama. No. I dealt with this. We stood at his memorial together. What is this, Envoy? This is your God's prison, not mine. Before we visited his memorial, yes. But I thought I'd broken free. I can't focus on his face. His features keep blurring, changing. Then what am I looking at? I know it's him, but I don't recognize him as the Tama I knew. It's like he keeps changing in front of me. Does that make sense? Then why does he look so unfamiliar? I used to remember his face so clearly from that night. His rigid jaw, the way his eyes crinkled at the corners. He was in pain, but trying to hide it. I did. Sounds downright selfish of me when you put it that way. But this Tama's more than that. All his moments at once. Joy, sadness, anger, heartbreak, stomachache. Everything from the handful of years that I knew him and the decades before we'd met. He's almost a stranger. I'm not. All this time I kept him frozen in his worst moment. When he was suffering and when I failed him. But now that I see him as more, it's like he's free of that. You're right. I am. It's like you said. I was so focused on my shame that I forgot about everyone else who was counting on me. I won't make that mistake again. Me too. I never thought I'd meet someone I respect the way I respected Tama. But you've made some tough calls, and you've kept your head and your heart in the right place. So whatever comes next, I'm with you until the end. Now let's go find this god of yours and end the Dream Scourge. When we reach them, what do you think we'll find? A victim? A villain? I suspect you're right. Let's end this. I'll follow your lead, as always.
Pronto. Quase caiu ainda.
We've got company.
Here we go. Watch the left.
That's done?
Vamos ver. Subir de volta de manhã para passar a entrada. Alguém mais para conversar aqui? Ou?
what I'm seeing? Or am I going mad?
É agora a tua vez, Giata.
What is the meaning of this? It can't be real. This is an illusion. A joke. Tell me we're both seeing the same thing. But worse. So much worse. Why am I cursed to see this again? Why does the memory follow me wherever I go? They have a sick sense of humor. Whoever is responsible, I'm tired of the bullshit. Step forward and answer for yourself, coward.
Godlike of Sapadal, long have we awaited you.
Finally, you've come home.
This is almost as bad as Ringram's creepy sculptures.
Oh my gods. They're alive? What do you think you're doing?
Giada Castel, welcome.
Os pais dela.
Wait, you know me? How do you know me?
For centuries, our whispers filled the silence. Then we heard your mother's call.
My mother? You heard her?
She reached out to us, using the tool you now carry.
But that would have been years ago. The first time she used the phantasmal focus. The only time she used it.
We heard, and Sapadal answered, saying in a great voice, "We are here. You have found us."
But when Sapadal speaks, the living lands trembles. The voice of a god can be a terrible thing.
I don't know what to say. What exactly happened to my parents? Tell me, please. I need to know.
Sapadal wanted to be heard, and in so doing, twisted your family in body and soul, broke them into a more suitable shape.
Sapadal does not know the limits of their strength. Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made? Do you have any idea what my life has been since your little mistake?
After the incident, your parents were like us, and we took pity, so we helped them move on, as they wanted.
In the end, they thought only of you, their pride, and their love.
That's it. That's really it. The answer I've been searching for all these years. Sapadal destroyed my family. I don't hold you responsible. I don't even know if I hold Sapadal responsible. Your god has the intelligence of a scatterbrained goat. But that isn't their fault. It's simply how they came into being. I know they are. My mother and father would not have wanted this. A good animancer embraces death. And they were the best.
We are companions, toys, diversions. Sapadal fashioned us out of dreams and memories.
I can't believe it never occurred to me. They're animats. Ancient vessels held together with duty and loyalty. Their design is unusual, organic, much like the garden itself. Sapadal's work. All this time, your god has been making imaginary friends, drawing pictures on the walls of their cell. It's almost too sad to imagine. One final question, spirits. What is this? Why are you trying to ruin my life again? Is this your way of haunting me? What is it you want?
That's 4 questions.
We want to apologize on Sapadal's behalf, and for the part we played in your sorrow.
They want to apologize. I came to the garden for answers, not to offer forgiveness. Easier said than done. Damn it. I can't believe I'm about to say this. Sapadal has been trapped here for millennia. Alone. Confused. Screaming into the void for anyone who will listen. When they heard the voice of a stranger, they overreacted. How can I hold that against you? Apology accepted.
Thank you, Giada. And thank you, Godlike, for bringing her all this way.
The time has come for you to find your patron, as you were meant to.
Even a god can learn to regret.
Sapadal wishes to be understood, as all mortals do. Seen, as all mortals are. What you see is the truth, glimpsed through their eyes, and they wish to share it. May the living lands receive you with open arms. Farewell.
Goodbye. We need to talk about this, but not here.
This feels like one of those times when getting answers doesn't mean getting closure.
Tô voltando ou tô indo pro lado errado?
Coming from your right.
Watch your back.
Algo errado. Ah, tem outro lado.
Another glorious battle.
quase caiu. Caiu ainda para ajudar. Faz essa palhaçada que subiu.
There's something about that building over there. Looks like the kind of place Yatsley would love.
Come and get me!
Right behind.
Esse é forte.
I won't let him through! Let's see what you got.
That'll show him.
Cadê os itens? Mais a marmita.
Absolutely not.
I'm starting to think these people kill themselves.
Fazer um save mesmo. Pause.
survived. Somehow. If you don't mind, I need to catch my breath.
Nice of someone to mark that spot for us.
That's it. The heart of the garden. Sabadell's cage. Sabadell's prison, I think. What else could it be? Time to shut it down forever.
Let's look around. There's got to be a mechanism somewhere around here.
Caiu. Pega. Merda. Sai daí.
Find you better on.
Get it out!
Try a better weapon.
Esquece. Merda.
mind of its own.
I never knew I wanted to see something so badly.
Mais level.
Faster, I say!
Good fight.
Let's talk at camp. Feels like we're being watched.
Pronto.
So, this is... Are you imprisoned?
Keep your guard. We got...
Salva.
Gotta live to tell this tale.
É perigoso. Vai. Dois, tá perigoso. Nem dá pro espadão, só pega. Errou o alvo.
That's it for me.
Onward.
Back in the fight.
Ah, merda, não é com isso, pô.
On your right.
Aí, pô. Usa essa merda.
Onward, to the right.
Praga, para de se movimentando.
I got it. To your left.
Vai tomar no banho, vagabundo. dar comando, você não.
Let's see what you got.
Sim, né? Vai, faca.
Nicely done.
Over here.
Aí esmaga pra encher o saco.
Come and get me.
Levanta.
Faster, I say.
Who's ready for more?
Pronto. Deve ser o final, eu acho. Ou não. Vamos ver.
You have come at last, after so long. You are so small, we questioned if you were real. Then steps, a voice. Through armies and corrupted soil, you persevered. Now, you are here. The rot, we feel it festering and spreading. What is it but an extension of our pain? Your dream scourge will end when our suffering does. We were innocent once. We woke, and we wanted nothing but connection. But the other gods imprisoned us, left us to suffer alone in this place. But you are here now. You found us, a sprout in the endless winter. There is little time. We would be freed from these bonds. The Strangler is close now. We feel her wire against our flesh. She begs for our blood. Her wolves defile the city on the shore.
Testando.
Blood on the tile. The people's cries ring in our ears. She pierces us now. Now we will not brook this. Not again. A spark. Wait. The essence bends here. Time flows into itself. You can reach her. Will the garden to open. It will take you there. A wellspring of power. We strain, but we could clear the way. We were everything. What have we lost? What multitudes could we contain? We could run, leap in the water, flourish in forgotten hills. We want nothing more than that. We mourn our past. We only seek peace now, a chance to regrow. We trust you. You who have been by our side for so long. You met death, and you offered your hand. And where is your mercy for us? You know we deserve better than this. Give us peace. We want a chance to change. We deserve that opportunity. Do you think we have learned nothing from you? We deserve more than this prison. Let us have a chance to rest. We want peace. Or do you have no more mercy for us than you did for the bear? Yes, we long for this too. The time has come for you to act. End our pain, and the dream scourge will cease. Give us peace. It is all we have wanted for so long. Center your thoughts. Reach for us. Clear the fog. Tear down the gates. We were so blind, so lost. We brought such horrors to this place. We feel bright. We had forgotten what it is to live. We will grow, tend, flower. We will always remember this. We will remember you when you are ash and soil and mold.
Pronto. Não terminou o jogo ainda?
Andra's dead. Are we back in Dawnshore? Already?
This is Sapadal's doing. I'm certain of it. No power in Aora could transport us so quickly, or so far. We'll have time for that later. Assuming there is a later.
Are you seeing this? I don't think Paradise looked like this when we left it.
Looks like the war already started, and the giant roots are winning.
Marius, vines don't usually get that big this quickly, do they?
Based on their growth and size, I'd say we've been gone 2 or 3 weeks.
For once, I wish I wasn't. Who knows if the garden affected time, or merely our perception of time? Assuming there's even a difference.
It's like how a body fights an infection. The fever gives you strange dreams that feel like an eternity.
Look at this place. It feels like we're still in the dream. And not just us. Those are more your people's ships in the harbor. And steel garrote banners past the barricades. That can't be good.
Even Reingrim is here. Perhaps we get to see an Archmage in action.
I think I see Elia as well. What a strange reunion this will be.
The Blessed Wardens are here too. That conflict we've been trying so hard to prevent started without us.
It's who strikes last that counts.
The Steel Garrote have been itching for a fight this whole time. This would have happened with or without us.
Before we go, what happened back there with the Dream Scourge and Sapado?
I'm not sure. That's good, right?
It's a relief that the Dream Scourge won't be a problem. I only hope we can say the same about Sapado. Time will tell, I suppose.
After all this time, they're free. And the living land is free to heal.
We've cured the land, and we've even freed a caged god. All in all, rather a successful day.
You've saved the soul of the living lands. Now the survivors fight over its bones. We should take a look. See if we can get ahead of whatever storm is brewing down there.
People seem to be gathering west of here. Whatever's happening, let's be a part of it.
Pronto.
Sansa, I bet you make it out here. Guy, envoy! Ah, the Garot. Look, they marched in with no warning. I couldn't think. I just ran.
É lá do outro lado. Pronto. Vamos ver se dá para fazer alguma coisa no assentamento.
There's always a weird sort of quiet on the eve of battle. I'm feeling that now. Seems like a good time to gather our thoughts and share a drink before whatever's coming.
Right. This seems like a perfect place to stop and relax.
Though it's hard enough to tell what's real here without a belly full of drink.
Sounds like you're nervous, dearie.
I'm feeling all kinds of ways. Anxious, excited, scared, hungry.
I feel it as well. It is only mortal to feel overwhelmed in the presence of the immortal.
I had a feeling you might ask me that. I'm not sure I've really worked through what I've seen here, but I am grateful for the chance to see Yonko again. I feel like we're almost done with all of this, but we are in the weirdest place in the world, so who knows? I'm completely baffled. But when haven't I been lately? Being afraid doesn't even feel scary anymore.
Oh, you don't have to worry about me. Getting to see that vision of Tama did me good. Like, I finally let go of something I'd been holding too long. Now that we're here, I'm eager to see this through. Nothing worse than holding your breath and waiting. I can't say that I'm prepared, but I'm ready.
I think so. The garden is so much more than I expected. Full of contradictions. Wild, yet serene. Truthfully, I didn't come all this way searching for my own answers. But I found them. Or perhaps they found me. And now, it's like there's a new path laid out before me. A life after the dream scourge. We're close to something. A threshold between calm and crisis. Conflict and peace. Life and death. Thank goodness. I don't know what happens if you die in the garden, but I'm sure it's complicated.
Well, I won't lie to you, Envoy. A lot's happened. But here we are. I just need a moment to take it all in. Glad to see I've rubbed off on you, Envoy. And I wouldn't worry. Our little group here is perfectly frightening, and I'm sure our enemies would agree. We'll be fine. I can't speak for anyone else, though.
You've listened to all of us. How about you? You've been through a lot since you arrived. You've been shipwrecked and assassinated, harangued by gods, bureaucrats, and a death guard. You've had your soul poked, your loyalties questioned, and your sleep regularly interrupted by a god with no respect for privacy. And yet you've kept yourself and all of us together. How are you really doing?
You're very resilient. Under different circumstances, I would credit your nature as a godlike. But we all know better. You're strong enough to survive anything. Sabadal picked a good soul when they made you.
That actually made sense to me. As if I've learned something about souls and whatnot.
I'll take that as a compliment.
How about you, Envoy? What keeps you so stoic in the face of everything? Oh, your lecturer must have been furious. You're lucky to be alive.
When we first met, I didn't think you'd last long. But then I saw how you handled that dream thrall bear. Shook off your own death like a bad cold. And then you confronted your own killer and let him go. It takes a special kind of strength to stay your hand in a moment like that.
I didn't know much about you at that point. You were traveling with Kai and you died, which I thought made a lot of sense.
I remember your calm. How you listened to my shouting match with the governor and actually heard me. And when they burned my home, you gave me another one. A sanctuary where I could be myself. I'll never forget that.
You were my hero right away. You rescued me from those sporlings. You got my priceless face. What more could a girl ask for?
And now look at you. Look at us. How far we've come in a short time. One crisis at a time, please. I can only lose so much sleep.
She's right. Not to raise the sails before the anchor, but we left trouble in our wake. Fjord, Thirdborn, Solace. If we make it out of here, it won't be to a living lands suddenly at peace.
Just this once. Could we forget about the rest of the living lands? Some of us could use a break.
If we can't take a moment to ourselves on a floating island outside reality, then I don't know where we can.
Right. We could all use some beauty rest. We'll want to look our best on the battlefield, won't we?
Before we turn in for the night, I'd like a word in private. Nothing serious, just planning out the rest of my life.
Sleep well. Tomorrow we finish this together.
Pedaço de ferro.
Hey, Giada.
All this time, I thought my parents died in a freak accident. An experiment gone awry. A mistake. And in a way, they did. But it wasn't their mistake. It was Sapadal's. Generous? Perhaps. Until I knew the whole story, there was never anyone to blame. This whole experience has me considering my family's work in a different light. Look at what my mother accomplished. Armed with her research and her wits, she found a god. When you speak to a god, it's nothing. Barely a reflex. But for the rest of us, it's unimaginable. No animancer can live up to that. Certainly not me. I thought their legacy was a curse, and I could only break it by completing their work. I was wrong. I suppose I have been all this time. I just never realized it. One thing is certain. When it comes to animancy, I need to unlearn some of my old assumptions. I wanted to tame the spirit of the living lands. Now, there's so much about it I don't understand. And it's creepy, but wonderful. They probably won't even notice me. But stranger things have happened. I believe the power flowing out of the garden drove this island mad. That has to end. Through animancy, we could help the living lands recover. It would take a lifetime, maybe more. But that's a small price to pay. Then again, who am I to interfere with an ecosystem that I barely understand? Sapadal is healing. Maybe the island is healing too. On the other hand, half the fun of animancy is stirring the pot and getting into trouble. I think I know what I want, but there are too many variables to consider. What do you think? Of course you trust me. I'm brilliant. But we've been together long enough that I value your opinion.
Convencida também.
I have a lot of catching up to do, and plenty of room to grow. But I think you're right. So be it. Starting today, I don't have to live up to anyone's example. Animancy can be whatever I make of it. I knew they would be. And not just because some ancient plans told me so. Now I just have to decide which field of research to pursue. But no need to bore you with the details. I've only got one lifetime as Giada Castel, so I'd better make it count. Hey, you helped me through a very difficult time. I just wanted to say thank you.
If anyone's gonna lead the way for animancy,
Tem
I
mais
can't
conversa,
think of
hein?
a better fit than you.
Vamos vazar.
So those green people in the garden, those weren't your parents?
Envoy? Is it really you? Mihala told us you went into some place called the Garden to seek a god?
When you didn't return, we took you for dead.
What did you see there? The god you felt in Nakutadek?
The origin of the Dream Scourge? It was the act of a god this whole time?
Everyone, please, please. We could get to the bottom of this if you would only let them speak.
It's been weeks, Envoy. What happened?
Sabadal was responsible for the Dream Scourge. Their rage, their confusion, their fear.
But the plague isn't over. Dream Thralls still litter Shatterscarp.
There won't be any new infections. We've put a stop to that for good. Unfortunately, there's little we can do for those already in the grip of the Dream Scourge. We can give them comfort, nothing more. This will be a process. The Dream Scourge was never going to simply go away overnight.
I suppose it stands to reason. I found that a quick fix is often anything but. What of this god, then? What does it mean that you freed them?
Wodka no doubt saw Sapadal as a threat to her authority. So, she killed the godless and imprisoned their god.
I assume it is this god we have to thank for the roots tearing apart Paradise? They erupted from the earth the moment those bastards stood up their first siege tower.
Nakutadek was riven with those things, not to mention what they did to the land.
We saw similar destruction at Nakuku Bell. If these roots and the Dream Scourge are the work of a god, and the gods thought it best to imprison this god, how could you let such a creature go free?
I suppose we can only pray you've made the right one.
It was Adir's arrival that disturbed Sapadal. We'll have nothing to fear from this god once we expel you from our lands.
Sapadal's power ravaged my people. I don't know that I can ever trust it.
Keeping watch over Sapadal was a sacred task Nandru gave us when he left. For that reason alone, my wardens owe them their allegiance.
Well, whatever happens, I suppose we can't put the godling back in the bottle now. But come, we have more pressing matters to attend to. The Steel Garrote have attacked Paradise. Inquisitor Ludwine has already joined the battle. She must have traveled like the wind to get here so fast.
You did. I kicked her corpse when you weren't looking. Just to be sure.
Well, she's seen better days. But you wouldn't know it, judging by how she fights.
Ludwine's plowed through the militia like a knife through warm butter.
All right, let's keep the similes to ourselves.
Tem que matar ela de novo.
Oh, cheer up. You wouldn't be the first to make that mistake. Might not be the last either, depending on how things go. So long as her passion for Wodika lives, so too will her spirit.
Then we destroy her faith, and the rest of her will follow. I have a theory about this. Let's talk at camp if you want to hear it. But I think we can kill her.
Oh, good. That'll be easy.
It is not, I think, impossible. I couldn't agree more. Ludwine has sent a message to the Emperor informing him of her attack. He will send advisors and reinforcements swiftly in response.
What will his representatives find when they arrive? A new colony? A budding grave room? Before you face Ludwig, you should know what you're fighting for. All of you must decide, together. But whatever you decide, understand, the days of the frontier are done. Adir will come. Indeed, we are already here. Well, don't leave me in suspense. Oh, gods have mercy.
Solus and her wardens stand vigil with the living lands.
By grit
pra
and
guerra.
steel, Thirdborn stands with the living lands.
Fjord and her animals stand with the living lands.
We deserve this opportunity. Thank you for believing in us.
Fighting a battle together is easy. I just hope everyone's willing to stick it out when it comes to the politics.
God, they made the right decision for once.
Finally, some sense permeates the proceedings.
On your head be the consequences. That leaves the matter of Ludwig and the Steel Garrote. She will never surrender, Envoy. You must kill her, or we will lose Paradise, and eventually the island.
The living lands will never be free until we break the chain around our necks. Ludwig must die her final death.
She better say her goodbyes while she can.
I'm proud to fight at your side, Envoy. One last time.
Let's get to work then. We've got a walking corpse to bury.
The Paradise militia will be at your back. Give her no quarter. The future waits for you.
Thank you for deserving it. Now, go and teach the Steel Garrote a lesson they will never forget.
Show them that the living lands will not be broken across Vodka's knee.
We will send reinforcements to help you reclaim the Eastern Gate. From there, work your way to the main plaza. May all the gods of Eora and the living lands protect you.
Let's take back the city together.
Essa reta final
Show
tá
the
sendo maior
Steel
do que
Garrote how
esperado.
the living lands takes care of its
Pensei
own.
que
Time to
ela
stop
ia
the
acabar
Steel
aqui.
Garrote. Lead the way, Envoy.
Pronto.
Let's finish this.
Head on, boy.
This is a proud.
Got you better armor.
Veio todo mundo nessa batalha.
Not bad for a scholar.
shoulder. Found you. Take your best shot. Yes.
Tá todo mundo disponível aqui.
My
You take lead.
Left leg!
That weapon isn't working! What's your plan? Well struck!
Aliados.
We've got company! I'll fix this!
For you!
Go ahead. I'll hang back and watch.
Morreu tudo agora?
Glorious battle.
Envoy, what are you doing? I thought you left town weeks
Está
ago.
viva ainda?
About time. You're the only one Ludwig will listen to. I saw a few on my way here. I imagine they've been waiting for this to happen for a long time. Listen, one of the Garot's units is scouting up ahead, maybe 5 strong. I wouldn't want to fight them if I were you. Take this key. It'll unlock the gate to canals. You can thank the captain who forgot it. You shouldn't find much opposition down there. I wish someone had stood up to the Steel Garot a long time ago. But, well.
Protect the envoy!
See, Anna!
Chassis! Anna! Another soul for the wheel.
tell you to stop right there.
This one's mine.
Over here!
Dá uma olhada.
Envoy over here. What exactly do you think you're doing?
Liviana, don't you ever take a break?
You nearly died in my clinic. Correction, you did die. And now look at you, fighting the steel garrote. What have you got to say for yourself? I bet you're sorry. Kai, is this your doing?
Come on. I couldn't have kept her out of the action if I wanted to.
I knew you were a bad influence. We're patching up folks as best we can, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. War is a damn bloody mess.
Todo mundo que apareceu no começo do jogo tá aparecendo.
You're damn lucky to be one of those few. At least for now. I can't say I approve of you leaping into the fray, but it's always nice catching up with a former patient. Wait a second. Jada? Jada Castell? What are you doing in the middle of this?
Surviving. It's good to see you, Liviana. Unfortunately, we're on a tight schedule. Do you need anything? Money? Supplies?
Once this is over, I could always use another pair of hands at the clinic. The invitation's still open.
Thank you, but I've decided to tough it out as an animancer. On my own terms. Can you manage without me?
Are you kidding? I'm happy for you. Besides, I've got Chico on bandage duty. I just wanted you to know there's a place here whenever you want it. Gods be with you, Envoy. For my sake, try not to die a second time.
Todo mundo que apareceu no começo do
Take care of yourself, Liviana. Paradis is going to need you when the dust settles.
Tight, but not too tight. You don't want to cut off the blood flow.
Pronto. Testando.
Never had a chance.
Let's see.
Ali perto. Vamos ver se tem mago perdido.
Onward.
Quebra tudo minha estamina. Atacando o aliado.
Hold on. I can take care of the project.
Mais alguém vivo aqui.
And stay down.
Nível 25.
Boudica demands your submission. Stand against her and fall.
That's Ludwig ahead. Lead on. I'm with you to the end.
There you are.
Amor tá vivo?
So, you survived the garden. Did you come all this way just to try your luck again? To kill me more efficiently than last time? You'll get your chance.
Then what are you waiting for?
Look around, Envoy. Heelguard should have listened. He tried to bring order through compromise. He failed. Order is meant to be imposed by a stern, guiding hand.
Her order wields sharp steel. She must set down her blade.
You can tell Wodaka yourself once we've sent you back to the wheel.
Don't insult my intelligence or my commitment to the cause. Treaties can be burned. The hands which shook over whatever deal you struck can be lopped off at the wrist. As for you, Sapadal's chains are broken, which means your soul is in their grasp. I don't know how deeply you've been compromised, Envoy. And if I don't know, then I cannot suffer you to live. Judgment has been passed. Now comes the sentence. Steel yourself, Envoy. Make this a fight to remember, even in death.
We would not welcome her death. There is still ample shade for her beneath our tree.
My fate keeps me alive. Let's see if yours can do the same. Farewell, Envoy.
There's no coming back this time. Prepare yourself for the next world.
Let's finish this. Together.
Once I'm done killing you, you're God of flesh.
We are every seed in the soil. We will always grow.
This is what we prepared.
Whoa! Queen among queens!
Cadê ela?
Send me your aid!
Seu ouvido? Levanta.
Couldn't have done it better.
Again, Wodaka! Help me! One last time!
Quiet as the depths.
Ah, viva de novo? Agora ficou encardido o negócio.
Enemy to the right. Come on. Come on.
mandei você atacar. Devia esmagar a cabeça dela, não.
Wherever Ludwig is now, she must be seething.
Of course, we'd be happy to kill her again, if needed.
She's done. But we're not. Whatever's next, we'll face it. Together. Guys, you're all gonna make me sick. But carry on.
Unraveled at last. We no longer feel her wire against our flesh. We are free always. We are free forever.
Silence falls over Paradise, as though the city is holding its breath. Then you hear it, the ringing of a distant bell, the waving of banners, and cheers of victory. After a short and bloody conflict, the dust has finally begun to settle. You feel Sapadal close to your thoughts, stirring with interest. The god of the living lands is observing this moment, unfettered by confusion or fear. For the first time in centuries, they understand. The Paradise militia rallies to you, the outsider who defended them in their hour of need. Whatever happens next, you have won their confidence. You take a moment to reflect on the calm. Not so long ago, you arrived at these shores on a simple errand, which turned out to be anything but simple. The dream scourge is over, and the island has been cleansed of plague. A time of healing and mourning follows. People look to you for answers about the source of the affliction. You tell them the truth, how the plague came from a power beyond mortal understanding, and how it is finally at peace. Thanks to you, the living lands has escaped Adiran oppression. The free settlements unite under a common banner and begin the fraught process of negotiating new traditions and values. The Empire withdraws. The frontier remains wild, but not for long. Fugitives no more. The rebels of Paradise return to their home and to other free settlements, bringing their skills and secrets wherever needed. For once, they have a future. The refugees of Emerald Stair resettle in Thirdborn, bringing their skills and research to aid the local community. What starts as an uneasy partnership blossoms into a bond of trust. Through shared adversity, they find common ground. The ashes of Fior Messiverno continue to smolder. Scavengers avoid the ruins, fearful of spirits unleashed by animancy gone awry. The once promising city is nothing but a cautionary tale. For the people of Shatterscarp, independence is bittersweet. Those who cannot withstand the grief inflicted by Ringgrim's spell leave the settlements, vanishing into the wilderness. Those who remain find themselves forced to cooperate with others, often begrudgingly. With so many dead, the need to stave off hunger outweighs any distaste for certain trading partners. Solace Keep clings to its long-held isolation at first. But after mourning her friend Kostya, Mihala reluctantly deigns to open the doors of the fortress. Some dwarves greet newcomers with glee. Others still mutter darkly about outsiders. Mihala flounders in her earliest negotiations with the rest of the living lands, but slowly learns compromise. She develops a taste for Valian sweets. When Kai returns to Thirdborn, he's no longer running. He finds a town that's been diminished by struggle, conflict, and tragedy. He finds home.
He helps repair Thirdborn's walls and train its defenders, carrying on Tama's legacy. And while his labors do not restore all that was lost, they build something new. With his travels alongside the envoy complete, Marius is left directionless once again. Rather than disappearing into his cups, however, Marius leans on his time among his companions to give him the strength to re-enter society and find comfort in civilization. He establishes a route between Paradise and Thirdborn, guiding travelers between the two in return for money and supplies. And while he has a reputation for being aloof, he joins the campfires from time to time, sharing stories of his time with the envoy that most travelers believe are completely made up. Giada continues to improve as an animancer. She dedicates her work to the spiritual health of the living lands, nurturing instead of exploiting. Others follow her example, seeking her tutelage from lands far and wide. In the years to come, rumors spread of a secret society gathering in the wilderness, where animancers work in harmony with nature. The dream of Fior Mes Iverno lives on in her. No longer under the threat of imminent death, Yardsley returns to the Animancers. Reunited with her beloved Quilici, she helps him and the Animancers as they put their lives together after the attack on Fior Mes Iverno. Eventually, she even has something nice to say to Vidaro. As the days pass in contentment and relative peace, Yardsley is struck by the persistent feeling that something is missing. Though she still devotes herself to her studies of both the arcane and the godless, the restlessness never goes away. Freed from torment for the first time in centuries, Sapadal turns their prodigious curiosity to the people that shaped them. They observe the ways their people live, and they think deeply about what they see. Though they flinch away from moments of violence, and they grieve souls returned to them too soon, the rage that once shook cities to rubble no longer rules them. Instead, they come to you with questions. They want to understand. After a time, they begin tentatively to garden. Where they can, they improve the lives of Kith, and the suffering that troubled them is reduced, if never fully eradicated. Their grief compels them to love, and they love unreservedly, with the power of a god. Sapadal has questions about what happens tomorrow, and the day after. You do your best to keep them calm, until the voice in your head is little more than a polite whisper. After everything you've been through, you don't mind the company. The sounds of celebration pull you out of reverie. Many are waiting to greet you with open arms. You take a moment to catch your breath and savor it, because everything is about to change.
Pronto, terminou o jogo. Isso daqui ainda dá pra adiantar. Olha só. Olha lá os créditos. Super velocidade. E assim termina o jogo. Eu vou encerrar a transmissão então. Falou então.